بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمد ونصلي على رسول الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome back. Many brothers might not have been here. They've been away for a while. So it's actually a bit overwhelming for myself because the masjid's been empty for like 8 months or so, almost. So now the crowds are coming in. It feels a little bit unusual. Alhamdulillah. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask Him to send peace and blessing on our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in which he said that Surah Hud and its sisters have aged me, made me old. Sahaba radiallahu anh noticed some white hairs of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he said this surah has aged me, weakened me, aged me, made me old. Surah Hud, Surah Waqi'ah, Amma Yatasaalun, Zashamsu Kuwirat, different riwayat are there which surahs they are. But basically if you look at these surahs, a lot of the horrors of the Day of Judgment are mentioned in them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the reality that Muslims, we need to remind ourselves of over and over again. Qiyamah is coming, and we're up for judgment. There's no escape from that. And if I do good, I'll be rewarded for. If I do bad, I'll be punished for. And we don't know whether any of our good is accepted or not. And those who disbelieve, then as the Quran itself mentioned, people don't want to talk about Jahannam, but it's one of the things we're supposed to seek refuge, and the thing to seek refuge from. And one of the du'as that our Prophet ﷺ said, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. We like the فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً فِي الدُّنْيا. Everyone fixated to getting the good in this dunya. This means this or this. But the last part of it and the beginning part of it, we actually very little focus is given to our ultimate end. So for the kafir is punishment and chains and fire, blazing fire. These are the words of the Quran. And for the believer, for his gratefulness, is bounties and reward and honor. Every page, every juz of the Quran, section of the Quran talks about this. That's the for a Muslim, for a believer, the driving force in him to do great work and good work is that accountability to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment. That I'll stand before Allah and He will judge me. No one can take my place, as Allah mentioned in the Quran. My parents can't take my place. People can pay your debts off in this world and help you out and so forth. But on the Day of Judgment, I have to face my own reckoning, my own accounting. And I have to, people say my father is this and my grandfather is this. In Australia, some people talk like this, My father's this, but we're all in Centrelink. Well, half of us, maybe most of us are. My father's this, my family's this, and people talk about themselves in big words. But on the Day of Judgment, a person will run from his father, and the father from a son, and mothers who abandon their children. That's the reality of Qiyamah. Literally every man for himself. No one can intercede for you. Like you can't choose someone to come and please intercede for me. Shafa'ah is there, but that's Allah's decision who He accepts shafa'ah. It's not your choosing. Like I can say to my father, please make shafa'ah for me, or so and so to make shafa'ah for me. Of my choosing, of my shafa'ah is Allah's decision. And it's still a shafa'ah, it's an intercession. It's still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's decision whether He'll accept it or not. He chooses who will be allowed to give shafa'ah on Day of Judgment. But it's not like your choice. It's out of your control. And no one can take your place, and your scrolls and your deeds will be spread out, and mine will be spread out, and everything we put out into the open. There's no going into incognito mode so nobody knows what you're doing. There's no, we all have to face it. And it's coming quicker than we think it's coming. People want to hear khutbah, it's holidays, give nice khutbah for the kids. So I'm sorry if I disappointed you, but khutbah is not a thing to tell stories for children. It's a maw'iz, it's admonition for me and for you. once a week we remind of the realities, and we adjust our life accordingly. We remind of something that we know already. We know there's azab qabr, we know there's qabr, we know there's jannah, jahannam, but we need a reminder constantly to refocus at least once a week onto the realities that this dunya and what's in it is we sent here for a test. All the events in this world are sent as tests. The ups and downs as well, we're given bounties to be tested, things are withheld from us to be tested. So we're constantly in a test. How do we do by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And how we behave in this dunya, how we deal in the test, and on the day of judgment, the results will be there. And our book of deeds will be opened up. And fortunate are the ones that have many a'mal in their accepted a'mal. Millions of a'mal they'll have in their account before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will be pleased with them. Our family position, our lineage, our wealth, our careers, our degrees, all of those things become which Jama'at I was part of, which group I was part of. All of those things, these are things that we, even people do in dunya. In dunya they attach themselves to politicians or worldly position or noble families or whatever it is, royalty, like in the Middle East, wasta, that's everywhere. It's just some people, connections, who you're connected to. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That's a human trait, it's how we work. But in akhirah, that's all of that disappears. Our wealth disappears, our money disappears, our family connections disappear, all those career plans that we had disappear. What will be there is our amal. Our deeds will be opened up. So people can attain success of the akhirah through whatever they do in their life. If they have a family, they have good akhlaq to their family, that's a deed, that's a feather in their cap. If they have good akhlaq for the sake of Allah, knowing that they're going to face Allah, how they dealt with the creation of Allah. Ya Allah, I'm doing good to this person so that you may forgive me on the day of judgment. One is a person who just does a good and not even think. Maybe he wants to be recognized by the people to be good, or he wants to feel good, or he wants, as astaghfirullah azim, karma. There's a lot of that going on around now. But really, a person does good for the rida of Allah, pleasure of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says on the day of judgment, yes, you did that for me. You did that for my rida, for my pleasure, I reward you, I give you Jannah. Here's your book of deeds given in the right hand as a sign of success on the day of judgment. And for the regret of the day of judgment is an ultimate regret. Because it's a regret that no one can come back into this dunya and try to make up for the lost time and for the lost talent and the lost abilities and the wasted resources. A person will wish, in the Quran's mentioned, Ya Allah, let me go back and do sadaqah. Ya Allah, let me go back and do salah. Ya Allah, no one comes back. Once we're gone, that's it. Whatever we've accumulated, that's all we got. Our good and bad. That's all we got to show. And we don't know any of our amal is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is our hope that our amal are accepted. We have to make preparation. And if we wake up, we go to sleep at night with the fikr of dunya, a worry for material wealth, and that's all we worry about. To the point of we're oblivious of akhirah. And then we wake up with that as well. We wake up with that as... And if you see the du'as of sleeping, it's to totally... In every du'a that you look at is to connect us to akhirah. We become... And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's advice, order, Kuna abna al-akhirah, la takun abna, don't be the sons of dunya, be the sons of akhirah. So whenever we do our jobs, because we're not people of akhirah, that's the thing. We are Muslims, maybe some of us are, I don't know, but we think so much about dunya, we plan so much, we're so chalak, we have so many tricks up our sleeves about dunya, like our whole concern. Even the alims as well, the ones who learn sharia and deen and fiqh and hadith, even they're in the same boat as everybody else. Every thing is how to get ahead in life, in dunya. Very few are thinking about how to get ahead in akhirah. And if you look at Sahaba radiallahu anhu, when the Persians sent spies into their army, and they said that when we speak to them, they don't know what you're talking about. These are the people conquering the empires of that time. They said, when you talk to them, when they talk to you, the Sahaba radiallahu anhu talk to you what's below the earth and what's above the sky. They talk about Jannah, Jahannam, and they talk about what's in the grave. When you talk to them about dunya, this is the kuffar of that time, description of Sahaba radiallahu anhum, when you talk to them dunya, it's something like strange for them. They don't know what you're talking about. Right? When somebody talks about akhirah today, it's like it is in our culture, in Pakistan, Sufi Saab, just malang, like he doesn't know, don't think about this dunya. He doesn't know anything. But the reality is, the real knowledge is the knowledge of akhirah. The real life, as Rasulullah taught us, is the life of akhirah. This life is short. All our resources in our life and energies, our work, our life, family, we should be gearing it towards that big judgment that's coming for all of us. It's coming for all the presidents and prime ministers, and for all the rich people and the poor people. It's coming for everybody. No one's escaping that one. In this dunya, somebody might get away, but everybody is up for judgment on the day of judgment. Everybody is up for that accounting. And the ones that are not getting accounting, there is mentioned in hadith. 70,000, for every 70,000 is mentioned in hadith. A very special people category, that because their level was so high, Allah will not put them through the hisab, because their whole life was for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we hope that as Muslims, every week when we listen to Juma is not it's not for entertainment. It's a maw'izah, it's admonition for me and for you. People want this topic and that topic, and they want, like people request, because they're like, it's a menu, like they think Juma is like a menu. Here's talk about this. My kids are not listening to me, talk about it. Like this is if they know about akhirah, they'll listen to you. The maw'izah of Juma and the Juma khutbah it will fix up everything. It's there to fix up, actually, to target everybody. We all need to prepare for akhirah. We need to prepare for the life after death. This dunya is it's a very short life. It's an extremely short life. Those who are older, we have to prepare, inshallah. We prepare with a'mal, and we have to first is worry about akhirah, and the solution is given to us. The answers to the question are already given. They're already given by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is the obey Allah and obey His Messenger. It's very simple. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding and tawfiq to practice what we say in here. The 10 limit is good for you, but for me, it's like I feel like I want to say more. Allah forgive. They've got a second Juma at 2:30. After the Juma, inshallah, if you can pray Sunnah at home is better. We have to clear, there's more brothers here, double the amount of brothers last week. If after the Juma, if we can clear the side, inshallah, as quickly. If you can pray Sunnah at home is better. So then the second group there, we can move them in quickly. Jazakallah khairan.